What's up, guys? So as you saw in that last video, we're going to go ahead and start working on the Mini Cooper. So it actually needs this harmonic balancer that's down in here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. If you look right there, you can see a piece of the rubber hanging out of the actual harmonic balancer. Right there. So yeah, it needs a new one. So I went ahead and bought one for it. It came in this big old cardboard box over here. Here we go. So we got the new one here. It's actually pretty heavy for what it is. It's just a harmonic balancer. Goes on the crankshaft. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the wheel. We'll jack it up, take the wheel off, and then it looks as if right through there in the front, we can go ahead and take the bolt off. I'm not worried about breaking the old one, so I may just use the little 2-arm puller like this. It's supposed to have this super fancy puller right here go in it, and this one looks like I'm missing a rod and everything to go in here, then the 3 bolts that actually tighten onto the front of the pulley. So for now, I'm just going to try to make that one work. If it doesn't work, then I'll get the bolts and everything to make that work tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and get it jacked up, and then we'll start working on it. Yeah, so I got the wheel off. If you look right in there, you can see the pulley. You can see that huge chunk missing out of the rubber right there. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get this fender liner pulled out, and then I'll get that piece on there, and we'll see if we can actually get it out. These little Phillips head clips, a few actual screws. It's supposed to be one, oh, it's up inside of there. It's gonna come out. So yeah, I'll drop this real quick, and then we'll come back whenever we're ready for that part. So I got the fender liner out. There's not much room in here in this good old 1-car garage, but we'll go ahead and take this out. You can see that's the 3 holes I was talking about for this piece right here. You kind of like just put it up in there and bolt it on, but we'll try the other one first real quick. If it doesn't work, then we'll come back tomorrow and use that other one. All right, so when it comes to this one, you gotta take the belt off, but to do it, there's this special tool you can get that slides over this bolt and then stabs down into one of those little holes that you see right down here, and then it takes the tension off the belt. I found out if you just take a socket, you put it on the bolt, and then you take an Allen wrench and you stab it in those holes, and then you just use a pry bar. You pry up on it and it'll come right out. I'll get it all set up and I'll show you guys what it actually looks like, so you don't have to spend that $100-something on a fancy tool. All right, so after I banged my finger a few times, I finally figured it out again. It's a 16 here, and then a 5.5 Allen wrench in the bottom down there. And then all you'll have to do now is you take your pry bar, you put it on top of the socket and underneath the Allen wrench, and you pull up on it, and then the belt will loosen up and come out. So I'll prop it up real quick so you guys can actually see it. So we get in there. I don't know if there's enough light for you to see. Hopefully there is. So that is it. As you can see, I popped the belt off here, so I'll just unwrap it and then go ahead and, oh Jesus, I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way so I can put that piece over here on top of here, and then we'll be able to take it off. All right, I don't know why I wasn't using the flash like this before on the phone, but yeah. So I got the puller pulled on there, and I got this part off, like the outer side. Did a little janky stuff. Put these 2 sockets here, or freaking extensions, so it'll keep it from popping off the back of that gear. All right, so I got it off, not in a good way. I ended up putting this into the hole, so it fits super tight here, but it doesn't fit that tight there, so it actually started going inside of the crank. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I got it out. This front main seal doesn't look bad, so that's good. So what I'll do now is go ahead and take the new one out of the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to put this thing back on there. Sorry for the shaky camera. Yeah, so here's the new one. I'll go ahead and throw it on there. and see what she does. All right, so I got the new one put on there. My wife came out and held the brakes and had it in gear and all that stuff while I tightened it. So now it's back on. I'm going to go ahead and put this old belt on it for tonight so that it's good to like cruise around through the neighborhood real quick. And then tomorrow I'll go buy another belt, put it on there, but it'll allow me to get this out of here tonight, and then I'll put the Miata in here so that we can get ready to get started changing that motor out for the one that's right there behind that tailgate. And then yeah, that thing will go up for sale just like we talked about. All right guys, so we got the Miata in here. The goal for today is to just spray a bunch of the bolts and stuff with this Freol. My main goal tomorrow is probably going to be cleaning most of this stuff out, taking off the coil packs, spark plugs, all that stuff around here. Anything I don't need on this side, like smog stuff, everything like that. And then also getting out the intercooler piping, probably take off the front bumper. Because like I said before, the goal is to get this engine out, put that other engine in there, and then sell it like it is. So we'll go ahead and spray all this stuff down and then get back to it tomorrow and like actually go crazy on the inside. All right, now I got the bumper off. I'm gonna go ahead and take off these bolts here. It's yeah, right there. And then take off the actual intercooler piping on both sides so I can get in there and start taking the turbo off and all the other extra lines and stuff, the throttle cable, things that'll hold this motor in so that I can get them out. Drain the oil. I gotta drain the coolant as well. And then we'll see what's next from there. Probably take the downpipe off as well so that I can get all that out of the way, because I want to sandblast back here. As you can see, it's kind of rusty from where I did it before, and then greasy from all the oil and everything that's just been building up on the inside. So it's a few days later, and I went ahead and I drained the oil. I drained the coolant. I got the radiator ready to take out. I need to finish getting this out once I take that line off, and then also once that comes off, then I need to get underneath and take out the transmission bolts. I got it jacked up and put onto jack stands, so it's up high enough where I can get in there and get those bolts. And then it's just going to be taking off the wiring here around it so that I can lay it all off to the side, get in there and actually pull this motor out of it. So guys, it's been a little bit since I talked to you. As you can see, the sun's down. I went ahead and took everything out. The starter's gone, alternator's gone, power steering's dropped, air conditioner's dropped. I have all the bolts except for a few out of the transmission. I've got the motor puller piece here ready to do it. I just got to actually get the cherry picker over here to do it. And then I'm going to start lifting up on it, pull it out. And then I couldn't get the bolts out of this all the way. They're just, I guess, hot and cold, made it to where they're kind of rusty. So I need to get the motor out, and then I'll try to get them out once I get it out. So as you can see, I got the motor pulled out. It's on the ground out here. It's pretty dark out there, and I want to clean this. So I'm probably going to be done for tonight. Tomorrow, I'll take it off the jack stands, pull it outside. I need to clean out around here. I got some spray degreaser that I can use. So I'll clean it multiple times to where maybe the white will come back. If it doesn't, maybe we'll do something in here. There's also a bunch of rust right in here. It's mostly surface rust, like no any pitting or anything like that. So I'd probably get a little sandblaster or a wire wheel like that, take the booster off maybe and clean that. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll pull it out and clean it. So it is tomorrow. What's up guys? It's the next day. So I actually got the car out of the garage last night, took the manifold off, pushed it out, put everything back in here. I'm gonna get some B-roll of the car real quick, and then I'll start pressure washing it and get it cleaned up. So as you saw just a second ago, I went ahead and pulled the headlights out, got this all cleaned up, and then back in here, you can see it's kind of almost black, the rust is. I sprayed it with that Freon and it kind of ate up some of the rust. But the Harbor Freight doesn't have their sandblasters in stock right now, so I'm not going to work on this. We're just going to hold off until I can get one of those so I can sandblast all this surface rust and stuff here, and then we'll get back to work on that one. So for now, I went ahead and bought a valve cover gasket for the Mini Cooper because it's got pretty good oil leak. You can see it all over the top here, down on the sides right in here, and then yeah, down in the back there's a lot of residue. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this, and then that'll be it for these two cars until the next video. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I got the intercooler off. I need to take off the bracket here, I'll probably take off the coil. I gotta unplug it and then take off this line, and then we'll go ahead and take out every single bolt on the outside and get this cover taken off. All right, so I took the old gaskets out, put the new ones in. I just finished putting the spark plugs in. I cleaned the bottom surface of that. I kind of cleaned back here a little bit because there was like a bunch of just sitting oil back in there. Put the pipes back on. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this coil pack piece that goes here, and then put the wires in, the intercooler, and then pretty much be done with it for now. All right, so I got it all put back together. The coil's in there, the intercooler's in there. These were the old spark plugs, so they were definitely ready for a change. So that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. If you wanna come back and see the rest of the Miata, don't forget to do that. The Mighty Max, that'll be the next big project that'll be coming up. I have the full exhaust for it, both headers. All I need to do is get a TIG welder because I want the welds to come out okay. So I got all this piping here and then these nice shiny headers to go in there. So like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for the next video.